Well, hey, good evening, gardening friends. We're at the garden, and there's a little, what is that called, paraglider or something, flying over the garden. That's pretty cool. I don't know how the internet's going to be out here, but we were out here. Our magnolia peas, they are pretty well ripe and looking good. Just everything's kind of coming in.
Look at that.
Wow, that's awesome, bud. Look at that. We're kind of at the apex of production right now as far as everything. You know, it's kind of at the tail end of the cold weather crops as far as majority of them coming in and being ripe. And in the summer, the warm weather stuff is starting to ripen. So everything's kind of in all at once. What do you need, honey?
Are these banana peppers?
Yeah, those are banana peppers, honey.
Are they ripe?
We'll take a look here in a bit.
There's at least a couple. They look a little yellow.
Yeah.
I'm a tater.
So anyway, the garden is still, we've got a ton that's still out here. Let's see here, let's flip this around. Some more. Looking good, bud, looking good.
Some of them turn green.
So we've got the kale. We've been picking on that quite a bit. Harvesting from the bottom up, and it's still producing. And this will stay in the ground probably, you know, all summer. It'll start to get a little bitter as the weather gets hotter. Our cabbages are pretty much ready to harvest. So we'll be pulling them out of the ground before the cabbage moths get them. We get some really nice heads this year.
Oh yeah, the onions are starting to build up.
The potatoes are starting to die back. They flowered recently, and we've been battling the potato beetles. There's some more. So we just squish them. We don't get all of them. There's a nice fat one there. The nymphs aren't very fast, so they're easy to either pick off or just squish right there on the plants. They're a little messy, but I just wipe that off in the leaf mulch. But pretty well dying back, so we'll be digging these out probably within the next 2 weeks. The rhubarb as well is pretty well. There might be a few more stalks to harvest. I'm gonna pull some seeds. We kept some seed stalks going. So I'll have seeds this year. We're gonna try to expand the patch. This season I think I'm gonna try to start some plants and get them in the ground and see what happens. We got Brussels sprouts. We won't see those till September or October. They take a while to come on. And then we've got kohlrabi. And all of these are pretty well ready to pull as well. And we've been taking a few things out of the garden here and there. But pretty soon I'm gonna have some space available to plant some other stuff, whether that's going to be a cover crop or a second crop of greens that we'll harvest this fall has yet to be determined. The peppers are starting to come on. We've got my red Thai chilies, so they're putting on peppers. It's pretty well loaded. They just need to ripen up. And then we got this, I think it's called Buena Mulata. It's a hot pepper. There's buds, you know, where this is going to be loaded too at some point. And then our jalapeno plant is starting to produce peppers.
Yeah.
The banana peppers.
I never really realized bugs don't really attack the peppers.
Yeah, not as much. The eggplant is finally making a little bit of a comeback. I mean, they were really just hit hard by the flea beetles. I mean, they're still kind of getting hit with them, but they're starting to put on some fruit.
I think they'll just be late. Oh yeah, our two pepper plants are doing really well.
We got some onions that are finally starting to bulb up a little bit. And then our green beans. Typically 4th of July we're picking green beans, but this year we got them in a few weeks late because of the weather. But they're finally starting to come on. And they've not been really hit by the bean beetles. I haven't seen the bean beetles, cucumber beetles, Japanese beetles, squash bugs. I haven't seen those pests in the garden yet, which is good. So there's a good chance we'll get these beans picked maybe before we see any of that, or it could be that they show up as the beans are coming in. But probably starting this weekend, we'll be picking beans.
Really?
I think so.
They're very small.
Yeah, well, they're gonna fatten up before we know it. And then
Tomatoes.
probably a couple weeks of picking is what we'll see on those.
I'm there's one branch of tomatoes. It's cherry tomato and it has like 17.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. So we got our tomato patch here, and about every plant's got a fair amount of tomatoes on it. And so far so good. There's no like blossom end rot. What is it, honey?
Are the banana peppers right?
I'll take a look at that plant once we're done through here, okay? So everything's looking pretty good. Our tomato contest tomatoes, Dallas Wilson Cuban, are right here.
Those are gonna get massive.
It's a ribbed tomato, but hopefully that's going to get pretty massive.
Look how thick the stems are on these.
I know.
Like the back ones, they're finally starting to get real fat. Like you said.
So the key is just continue to give them the nutrients they need and make sure they get plenty of water. These are our San Marzanos, and we've got quite a few on each of the plants here. And we'll go ahead and go down the other tomato row here real quick.
Cheers.
We've been trying to keep the garden weeded. And I probably do need to do some more weeding tonight, potentially. I've done 2 different prunings, trying to prune out the bottom so that there's a nice air circulation and they're easier to water and fertilize.
There's also enough room to pick.
And then we've been tying them up. We added some lateral lines to help hold them up. And as they grow taller, we'll add another line to the trellis on each one. Let's keep going, bud.
Look at how big these are.
Yeah. There's some more here.
Okay, so first, look at this.
So now we're getting into the cherry tomatoes. And down below is where you'll start to see them. Actually, you guys could plink flowers. That'd be very helpful. Look at all the flowers. I know.
But then these are the tomatoes. Look at all these.
Yeah. So quite a few cherry tomatoes we'll be harvesting. Lots of flowers to plink. Can you guys plink flowers? That'd be very helpful, honey. And then we've got our squashes. This has so far been the best year so far for the cucurbits, squash, watermelon, cucumbers. All the plants are really healthy still.
Oh, I saw black beauty squash.
I've not seen the squash vine borer or the squash bugs, which are the two main pests of these. So consequently, everything's healthy. I think we'll get some squash before any of that happens. Here's our watermelon, some of them, the ones I got from Frank, they're all doing really well.
One of them is struggling.
We got some more watermelon over there. We'll go over there here in a bit.
Yeah, one of the blossoms is black.
I mean, overall things are pretty clean, but again, we need to do a little bit of maintenance weeding. My sister's garden's doing pretty well too. She's got all kinds of flowers and stuff in there, and mostly Brussels sprouts through there, and she's trying to grow sunflowers through here.
Look at this. These are my favorite kind of bean when they're still a little bit thin.
Yeah, we're gonna try to pick them while they're small. Bud, can you plink flowers? Say, like, can you plink the flowers, honey? Please? Bud's gonna help you, but you need to put those sticks down so you can plink the flowers. Like, actually take the time to plink them, Bud. So far the gray squash is doing really well. We got a couple contenders there.
Black beauty.
Got a few more coming on there. This is our Tigger melon. The kids really like that one. And then here's our cucumbers. Which, looky there. We could probably pick that one. Got these little teepees set up. They're more decorative than anything. I haven't tied anything to them yet.
Yeah, black beauty is in the arm.
And we got our space here reserved for pumpkins, which we're going to try to do later this summer. So again, everything, we're kind of at the apex of the season where we're kind of in this transition phase where the cold weather stuff is pretty much ripe, ready to harvest, and the warm weather stuff, stuff we planted later, is coming into
Oh yeah, there's a baby cucumber over there.
you know, full swing. And there's a full-size cucumber over here, bud.
Ooh, can you pick it?
Yeah, we will here in a bit. So it's just pretty neat. The challenge is going to be, you know, figuring out what to put in next on these spaces where we're going to be pulling stuff out. Hey Stone, what's up, man? I took a chance streaming. I haven't lost the signal yet, so that's good. Well, you pretty much saw the garden if you've been watching from the beginning. If not, you have to go back through, but we just kind of did a little virtual tour of everything, and it's looking real good. Yeah, Sayla wants me to look at the banana peppers. Let's take a look. There's one that's maybe ready. Maybe this one.
Some stuff where she can help.
Whose water bottle is that in the garden?
Littering.
Yeah, I'll show you Dallas Wilson Cuban. Where is that at? There it is. There's a lot of flowers on it, but not a lot of them have set fruit yet. A bunch of the lower blossoms didn't set at all, but yeah, they're doing pretty big. I got some that are bigger than that though already. I think we planted 4, and there's at least 2 plants where that looks that color, but the characteristic is that they've got these huge ribs. They're pretty well ribbed.
Can I get the cucumber?
You can pull that cucumber, you gotta twist it off. Yeah, hey, I was talking to Samuel, asking him what he wants to do for his birthday. He said he wants to go fishing with Stone. So we went, yeah, we got there's 2 cucumbers. Yeah, he did. We went fishing up at Indian Lake this past weekend. And actually yesterday, we're just kind of putzing around. Let's show Stone the cucumber. That's Boston pickling right there. Look at that. That's pretty nice.
Those are real fast.
Mama's gonna like that one.
She likes the smaller ones.
Yep. Yeah, so anyway, we went up there and we were kind of putzing around and stuff. But I asked him, what do you want to do for birthday? He's like, I want to go fishing with Stone, and that way we'll catch something. Yeah, we need to learn for sure. So anyway, his birthday is August 25th. So some weekend around there, we'll have to go. I know during the summer, like the fish tend to stay lower, don't they? Because it's hot, so they're not as active. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, well, you'll have to give us some pointers. I'll defer to you on where we should go and what time and all that good stuff. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hey, we'll go up here. It's been a while since we've been up to the greenhouse. So there's not a lot going on up here. My sister's got some flowers going, but the greenhouse is pretty well clean. But I had all these extra pepper plants, and I mean, they're producing. Dad's been watering it. I put some mint lighter on there, and look at this. This is that Buena Mulata, the hot pepper. So those are ready to harvest. Those are nice looking peppers. Given the container there. Yeah, some of these are real good. That one's not quite ready yet. How about, yeah, that one plicked right off. Maybe I can get Sam to try one on video. Hey, don't say to take you fishing if you try a hot pepper.
When? Like when?
Well, taste it. Let's see what happens. I'm not lying. He's on there. Look, he says yes. Did you see that? Whenever he wants. Wait a minute, bud.
Are these super spicy?
They're not super spicy. They're like the heat of a cayenne pepper. Jalapeno's hotter. It's not bad, see? What do you think, baby?
I'm thirsty, really.
Is it sweet?
Oh! Ah! That is...
Is that too hot?
I'm really thirsty.
Well, if you chew on your tongue, you get some of that moisture out of your tongue, you won't be thirsty anymore.
No, like I actually need water that's cold. Ah.
I guess they are hot.
They are spicy.
I'm gonna...
Pick some. They're doing real well in these pots.
Yeah, they are. I am amazed. They're doing better in pots than they're doing out in the garden.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, what you need to do is keep them in the pots for a while. Smell it.
Yeah, you can usually tell how hot it is by the smell.
It just gets hotter.
What's the word I'm wanting? Rustic smell.
Can I smell?
We're back. We blacked out there for a little bit. I think it was the hot pepper.
No.
The hot pepper blacked us out. Anyway, you can usually tell if it's got a caustic, like real, yeah, caustic smell, it's going to be hot. And it definitely has some heat.
That's hotter than a jalapeno.
So we'll put that down there. We'll try one later on, maybe when I got some cheese or milk to go with it. What do you think, baby? All right. Well, I guess we will. We'll get going. You guys ready to go?
I want water.
All right. We'll see what we can do. All right. So I guess that's it for now. Until next time. Happy gardening. Bye.